moved to Barnbackle in 1992 from Wigtonshire, where Mum and Dad were. We're farming 500 acres, 60 of that is rented. It is all good grazing ground. We're a beef and sheep farm and we have 150 cattle at the moment, split between spring and a summer calving, and they are predominantly sim-luings, and I've crossed the Charolais and the Angus over them on the heifers, and then I put a Charolais over the second calvers all the way through all the rest of the cattle. Sell the calves as suckle calves. Majority of the Charolais get sold as suckle calves. The Charolais or Anguses get kept through the winter until about March time, and they get sold as stores. We also have a pedigree herd of Charolais cattle. So Ricknick Charolais, I started that when I was 14. It's been a hobby since then, but recently I've started to pay its way. I've had good success in sales and at the shows as well. Recently at the Highland Show this year we won breed champion with a junior bull, which was a massive achievement, so it is for us. I did a bit of flushing, a bit of embryo work, and it's worked out really well. We've had a few bulls selling to pedigree herds in the last year for quite a lot of money. Sheep side of things, we're running 600 now. Texel cross mules. Ewes get lambed in March at the moment. Everything gets sold through our local market at Wallets. All the lambs go through their fat. We aim at getting them at 42 kilos live weight. Calves, they go through Wallets in October for their suckle calf sale. I'll try and sell majority of all the Charolais go through there at the start of October. They get sold, they're usually around about 320 kilo mark by the time we sell them, and there's a lot of buyers that keep coming back every year, so we've got a good client base through Wallets Mart. And bulls as well, I sell my bulls through Stirling Market, through the bull sales in February and October, and Carlisle as well in May, so that spreads them out, and majority of the bulls actually get sold at home, which is something I'd like to do a lot more of, just sell off farm. I applied to be monitor farm because I'd like to see how the industry can develop, and I'd like to develop the business here as well, to see what's the best way to go for the beef and sheep side of things and try and make it pay better. And I quite like showing people what I do and just engaging with people. I've done a lot of work on the infrastructure of the farm in the past 2 years. I've got electric fences around pretty much all the farm now, so we can subdivide fields for better utilisation of the grass. We've also a project with the monitor farm. In the past month we've got our own pond, so we've got a solar pump now that extracts water from the pond and it pumps it around the whole farm, which is a game changer for us now. Short term, utilising the grass a lot better is a key. Now we've got the water infrastructure in, and hopefully get more performance out of the stock. Long term is just to make it a more sustainable business, a more resilient business. Just cut down on all the inputs and utilise what we have here a lot better. It's the only thing we can control now is inputs, so we need to get on top of that a lot better. Also in the past 4 or 5 years I've started doing outwintering. So beef cattle, the spring calvers the calves get sold in October and the cattle go outside in November. They go into kale and bales from November until February, and they calve down in March. So that cuts down a good bit of cost on wintering costs for cattle in the sheds. And it helps with the reseeding policy as well. And the cattle do a lot better on the kale than they do being stuck in a shed all winter. Just keeps them fitter. And also the sheep as well, I've started doing them on the kale and swedes, and it does them a lot better and cuts down on the feed cost as well for them too. And it's a good way to rest the grass through the winter too. So we've got grass in front of things for calving and lambing time. I would encourage people to come along to the monitor farm meetings. It's a good way to connect with people in the community as well, and it's a good way to share ideas, and it's a good way just to get in contact with people around about the area, and everybody's thinking the same thing. It's good to get different people's perspective on what you're doing and sharing.
The monitor farms are a really excellent opportunity for knowledge transfer, and I'm using that phrase, but it's actually for people to talk amongst themselves, say what they're doing, look at what they're doing and see if there's a better way of doing it. But it's a two-way stream. It's not the monitor farm that's the priority, it's actually coming to the monitor farm to share it.
Farming for the future, it's going to be tough, but there's a lot of opportunities out there.
I think going forward we need to be smarter how we use it all. There's a lot more demand on what we as farmers are producing, And it worries me, but it also excites me.
It's focusing on the environment, and that is a big thing which is coming in the future. It is a big part of farming. You can't farm without looking after the environment, so it works hand in hand, so it does.